The store's always gonna be locked. All right, so it's 8:30 and we're gonna get started on Arduino now. So how many of you guys brought laptops? 2, 3, 4. You have a laptop?
I have one from
One from the school. That might work. Did you bring it? Okay. And then do you have a laptop? Okay. So it looks like we wanted to use the laptops. So the first step of Lab 0 is to install the Arduino IDE. So if you go on Canvas, you can find the documents. It goes through the steps on how to install it. And then after you've installed it, we have the boards and we also have some sensors and actuators, but we're just going to use the LED today. You're going to make this circuit on the board. So here is like a picture diagram. And then here is like a more, how should we call this? Like circuit diagram of the circuit. So the key things here is you're going to pick a pin to connect to the positive side of the LED. And then you're going to connect that with one of the jumper wires to one of these rows on the breadboard. And remember, all of the rows are connected together. So in order to connect the resistor to this wire, we put one end of the resistor into that row. And then to not short it, we put the other end of the resistor into some other row. So we don't want it to be connected to the other end of the resistor. The other door will always be unlocked. This one will always be locked. Okay. So the other end of the resistor. The other door will always be unlocked. This one will always be locked. So the other end of the resistor is connected to the positive parts of the LED. You can tell which side of the LED is positive because it has a longer leg. So the longer pin coming out of the LED is the positive side. The shorter leg of the LED is the negative side. So then the other shorter leg of the LED is going to go into some other row on the breadboard. So it's not connected to the other part, not short. And then we'll connect the ground to one of the ground pins on the board. So that's how we're going to connect it all up. And then you can plug in the Arduino to the computer, select your board from the drop menu, and then you'll work on the code using the functions that we covered last time in order to make the LED blinking and then not blinking. And it should just continue blinking and not blinking. And then when you go to this link, you'll also see example code. So you won't be just writing it from scratch. For this lab, have most of the code. You just need to know where to put which function. And the purpose of this lab is for you to download and install the Arduino IDE, and we're going to run a small program to ensure that the installation is working. So, any questions before we get started? So we have the rest of today, and we have Friday to make sure that everyone has Arduino IDE installed and working. And you will also create a small report of this where you'll put in screenshots, little description, and you'll submit all of that to Gradescope along with your project files as well. All right, so I'm going to close this. Leave